How do you teach a child the concept of algebra before they even know how to tie their own shoes? I mean, it sounds completely impossible, right? We usually think of algebra as this heavy subject reserved for middle or high school, filled with complex equations and all those intimidating letters. But early childhood educators actually have this fascinating secret weapon for teaching complex logic to really young minds. Okay, let's dive into this.
Welcome to today's Explainer. Today, we're decoding number bonds. We're going to look at how basic early math worksheets are actually these incredibly carefully designed tools that take learners on a truly dynamic journey of cognitive development. We're going to see exactly how visual structuring takes completely abstract numbers and turns them into intuitive logic. Here's our roadmap for the Explainer. First, what exactly are number bonds? Number 2, starting small with numbers 3 to 5. Third, we'll explore visual math with dominoes. 4, the absolute magic of the number 10. And finally, expanding to larger numbers. All right, let's jump straight into section 1. What are number bonds and the foundation of algebraic thinking? So a number bond is, at its absolute core, a visual representation of how numbers can be split into parts. It explicitly shows a part-whole relationship. You have this larger entity, the whole, and it branches off into its constituent pieces, the parts. By giving students a visual diagram to sort of map out how numbers relate to one another, educators are moving away from just counting on fingers. Instead, they're building a concrete mental map of how quantities interact with each other. Moving right along to section 2, starting small, numbers 3 to 5, and building initial confidence. Now, what's really interesting about this slide is the stark, almost abstract nature of the design. You see these simple circles connected by lines, right? At the top of each little cluster is the whole, say a 3, a 4, or a 5. Below it are 2 connected circles representing the parts. In some cases, one part is filled in, like a 1 or a 2, and the other is just left totally blank for the child to solve. There are no cute pictures here holding the child's hand. It's just a pure, structural representation of numerical relationships. And honestly, here is the hidden algebra happening right in front of us. When a child looks at a top circle with a 5 and a bottom circle with a 2 and is asked to fill in that empty connected circle, they are essentially solving the equation 5 equals 2 plus x. They are literally learning to isolate a variable without ever hearing the scary word variable. They're fundamentally understanding that the whole equals the sum of its parts, which is a concept that's going to carry them all the way through advanced calculus. But wait, how do you help a child who might really struggle with those abstract circles? That brings us to section 3, visual math with dominoes, bridging the abstract and the concrete. Let's contrast these two approaches side by side. On the left, we have the plain number circles we just talked about. Highly effective, but definitely quite abstract. Now, on the right, we see a real evolution in visual scaffolding. The worksheet introduces dominoes. Suddenly, the parts aren't just abstract digits anymore. They're physical dots that you can actually point to and count, one by one. The total, or the whole, is still given as a digit in a circle, but the parts? They're represented by the 2 sides of a domino. Let's look closer at these dominoes. The instructions actually ask the student to draw the missing dots on the domino to complete the number bond. So if the whole number is an 8 and the left side of the domino has 4 dots, the child has to physically draw 4 more dots on the right side to reach that total of 8. This tactile, physical act of drawing the missing dots, it completely reinforces concrete counting. It slows the brain down and beautifully connects the physical action of making a mark with the mental action of adding a value. Once that physical to mental bridge is solidly built, we shift gears to section 4, the magic of 10. Arguably the most critical math foundation. So, the crucial point is that mastering the number 10 is the ultimate key to mathematical fluency in our base 10 number system. If a child instantly knows all the combinations that make up 10, 1 and 9, 2 and 8, 3 and 7, every future math problem becomes exponentially easier. Addition, subtraction, percentages, decimals, they literally all trace back to this foundational understanding of how numbers fit into 10. That's exactly why we see dedicated worksheets like this one, focusing exclusively on number bonds for 10, complete with a friendly little cat illustration in the corner to keep things welcoming. Notice that every single whole circle at the top of these bonds is a 10. The challenge is entirely about finding the missing pair. Actually, I encourage you to look at one right now and mentally solve it with me. Look at the bond with the 10 at the top and a 3 in the left circle. What goes in the right? Yep, it's 7. By repeating the specific visual structure over and over, these combinations just become second nature. Finally, we reach section 5, expanding to larger numbers, scaling the cognitive ladder. As the math gets harder, the visual scaffolding really adapts to keep the child engaged. Here, we transition to these vibrant, fun pink apples and square boxes. The whole is now inside the apple, and the parts are in the boxes below. And look at the numbers. We're no longer just dealing with 3, 4, or 5. We have double digits like 11 and 15. The visual theme is super engaging, but make no mistake, the cognitive demand has increased significantly here. And this brilliantly illustrates the exact cognitive steps a child takes to conquer these advanced problems. Step 1, they look at the hole in the top apple. Let's say it's 15. Step 2, they look at the given part in the left box, say 4. Step 3, they must find the missing difference for the right box. They aren't just memorizing here. They are executing a deliberate, multi-step analytical process, relying on that visual hierarchy to guide their thinking. To summarize what we've unpacked in this explainer, consider the massive difference between rote memorization and visual scaffolding. In the past, kids might have just stared at flashcards until they forcefully memorized that 7 plus 4 equals 11. But through the dynamic part-whole visual journey we've just witnessed, children are actually learning how numbers are built and dismantled. They're literally learning the spatial relationship of data. Which leaves us with a fascinating question to consider as we wrap up. If breaking down information into these clear, part-whole visual bonds makes abstract math this intuitive for young kids, how could we use similar visual structures to simplify the complex, overwhelming data we face in our own adult lives? I mean, sometimes the most advanced understanding comes from the simplest visual foundations. Thanks so much for joining me on this explainer, and keep looking for the structures behind the numbers.